Joining us in Beijing, Li Yong, Chief Researcher at DNC Think Tank. Also, Einar Tangen, Senior Fellow at the Tai He Institute and Chairman of Asia Narratives. Welcome to both of you. How is your National Day holiday so far? It's quite a long week, isn't it? Are you enjoying yourself?
I didn't travel. I tend to be a little bit afraid of traveling given the heavy train schedules and airlines and things like this. But I did contribute to the economy. I think I went out every single night for dinner, and I had a few lunches with friends. So I was supporting the local economy and just
Beijing.
Enjoying Beijing and also the weather here. I mean, it's nice. As long as I didn't go near Tiananmen Square, it was a wonderful, easy traffic
yes, indeed.
city.
What about for you, Mr. Li?
Yeah, I was trying. I have been trying to stay away from the crowd, but at the same time, I had a couple of get-togethers with friends. Had a lot of drinks. Eat a lot of foods, and of course, I also checked out the trade-in programs because I have a couple of home licenses that I wish to replace. Probably this is going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
We understand at the end of September, right before the National Day holiday, there were some kinds of stimulus packages coming out. For example, interest rates here in China, liquidities more into the market. You also see the easing of real estate policies in some regions of China. All of this can be contributing to the consumption enthusiasm among average consumers. But how much, Mr. Tangen? Your observation?
Already, it's very positive. People have been looking at stocks, obviously, huge rebound overseas in reaction to China. You've seen a lot of movement, but the stock market has been extremely robust. And this is really helping. Already there are reports about increased activity in the housing markets, especially in major cities, because of the relaxation. So there's a lot of pent-up demand. One issue, though, is that the economy isn't perhaps as ready as it was because a lot of people had gone home. There weren't even people to cut hair and do nails and things like that when people wanted to celebrate.
How much do you see enthusiasm has been somewhat boosted as a result of the latest combination of policies, Mr. Li?
Well, you can see during the holidays, you can see reports from different places that the confidence in the property market has increased, and the home buyers are trying to look for new apartments, for example, and they don't really seem to have the past concerns about the home deliveries, and that as the result of the Politburo meeting. And in terms of the property market, I think we have seen the trend to reverse the decline, and it is going towards stability. And of course, in terms of consumption, as we can all know that the travel during the national holiday is going to bring about increase in the consumption across the board.
Yeah, we see some new trends that we have noticed over the past few years, even about tourism. For example, more people are traveling across the region, and many more are traveling in their neighborhood. For example, within 3 hours fast train ride. That is very unique, a phenomenon in the local traveling within China. You also see new trends of young people traveling, what they call special forces travel patterns, meaning they try to bring in as many patterns of consumption as possible that can save them their budgets. You see them taking the slow train overnight in order to save for the hotel fare. You also see them living in, inside the city center youth hotels, which are cheap, but manage to get to any place very conveniently. And you also see they're trying to take advantage of all the policies preferential policies to encourage consumption, especially for tourists in different parts of China. Meanwhile, there's another trend of people going to small towns in China, which did not charge you a skyrocketing hotel fare, and yet you can relax, have a quite decent food and also boarding. So that is also a new trend, the small town tourism. So, at a time when the economy is yet on its fullest steam to recover, how do you see these new trends in among Chinese consumers? What does it say about, the nature of consumption these days, and how likely the demands will be created if you look at the current situation, Mr. Li?
Well, I think there are three keywords. One is differentiation. Different localities, they are trying to differentiate their travel products or or cultural tourism products, and each of the locations, they are trying to have differentiated strategies, differentiated products. The other keyword is diversification, and they produce diversified programs, just to meet individualized need or demand. So the third keyword is individualization. So because of the above three keywords, or the key measures that different localities adopted, so we can see a trend that is called travel dupes, meaning that because of diversification, individualized programs, and differentiated programs, the travelers can choose to less visited or less traveled places, to meet their individual demands or individual cultural demands. And the same is even true with outbound travels.
During the National Day holiday, there is China Open going on, the tennis game. And we see a tremendous amount of enthusiasm, particularly with Queen Wen, which is a leading female player, also participating in that game. There is a full house all the time, even when the game is reaching late into the night. So that is another thing people are looking at today, not only culture, but also sports, not only tennis, but also table tennis championship taking place at the same time of the National Day holiday. All of these are, interesting stories going on that you see are having a great impact on consumers, and also the other way around, to analyze where Chinese consumers are and what do they really like. Mr. Tangen.
Yeah, this goes back to authentic experiences. Also, the Olympics ignited interest in tennis, which had already been high.
Yeah.
The Chinese people really looked at how their athletes performed both on the field and off, more importantly. And what you see is people are more interested now in understanding more about China, and this is setting a new pattern. Local businesses, I guarantee you, will do better, and this is really important for an economy which 90% of new jobs are created by small, medium-sized business entities, 80% of existing jobs. So really important in resetting the trend of China's new confidence.
Tuesday, coming day, there will be an important press conference, which is called, it's a long title, Systematically Implementing a Package of Incremental Policies to solidly promote economic growth, structural optimization, and sustained momentum of development. That is the statement coming from the State Council of Information, and it's going to provide more information as to what are the policies for the future. The NDRC official will be there at the press conference. Now, do you see the need, given what you are witnessing today during the National Day holiday, of Chinese consumption and also consumers' power, a need for a huge stimulus package? How do you see this unique experience during the National Day holiday will be linked to all the other future policies coming from China in order to promote its economic growth. Mr. Tangen.
Yeah, I think something needs to be done because the issue here is confidence. If you start looking at savings, it's at record levels, but people are uncertain about the economy. As we've seen from the market reaction to this is instilling a lot of confidence, but it has to be supported. But China's path is not one of just throwing money into the winds. They're being very careful, very targeted. They want to make sure that the investments that are made in infrastructure, et cetera, actually have a payback to them. And this is what is really important. So people, from my side, from the economics side, are looking about how they're specifically going to support a lot of these programs and how targeted they're going to be.
I see. Mr. Lee?
Tomorrow's press conference is going to provide guidance and detailed explanation about the policies and possible suggestions with regard to what direction we're supposed to go, and that I think is going to be very important for the rest of the year to achieve the GDP goals, economic development and social development goals.
3 more months to go. We see the target being set earlier this year, and we'll see what policies are likely to follow in order to encourage more confidence among Chinese consumers to promote the economy. Thank you so much for both of you for joining us today on this important topic. And World Insight tomorrow on Tuesday, we're going to follow up on the latest policies coming from the Chinese government to promote the economy. Thank you. Appreciate it.